Ahoy Pirates! One Piece Film Red is coming to theaters starting November 4th. We sat down with the cast and spoke with them about what would their character wear for Halloween? What kind of pirate would they be? What did they do differently this time around for the film? And a lot more. Starting things off on a lighter note, Halloween is coming up. What would your character wear for Halloween?
Ooh. Hmm. I feel like Uta would be maybe like a singer, like a Britney Spears maybe outfit. I don't know.
I'm like, don't say Frankenstein's monster. Don't say Frankenstein's monster. It'd be too easy. It would be too easy for Gordon. He would probably dress up as his favorite composer.
Oh,
Oh,
Hmm.
very
I
good.
like it. Yes. Now, your characters are new to this franchise. How does it feel to come into this epicness of One Piece?
Mm.
AmaLee, I'll let you go first.
Okay.
Go
I
ahead.
mean, incredible. I mean, One Piece is an iconic anime. I've been in the show once before, just as a smaller character, but to come in as Uta is incredible. I mean, she's the female lead of the movie, so it's really awesome to be in every single scene, I mean, I shouldn't say every single scene, but like to be in like the ups and downs throughout the movie is really incredible. But yeah, I'm honored to co-star with incredible actors like Jim and the rest of the cast. It's really a dream come true.
For me, I've been in One Piece, the show, several times, either Vanderdecken from the Fishman Island arc, and more recently Barriette, the everybody's favorite stripy top hat wearing bell ringing monkey. And I'm kind of known for doing character work. So if there's a weird thing that has to make a sound, I usually get called in for that. But what I really like about Film Red is Gordon is a regular guy with a head injury, clearly, at some point in time. Um, but thanks Oda for the unique designs. They're just so cool. But he's more. There's more emotion and drama to his story than any of the previous characters I've voiced for One Piece, and it's I really loved taking that role and just and kind of bringing that to life. I mean, for the first time ever in something this dramatic, and I'm just, it was an honor to be put into this movie. It was, whew, yeah.
Agreed.
Well, okay, then smaller parts before. My apologies are, more heavily featured this
Oh,
time around, which is
oh,
great for both
Oh,
of
no,
you.
no, no, you're
yeah,
fine, you're fine.
it's all
And
good.
and
It's
for
900 episodes. It's
Yeah, it's
okay.
right,
like
there's
it's a long
just a few
series.
of them. Yes, yes. Now, for both your characters, music is such a huge part of it. AmaLee, you are a singer. You're not singing the character for the movie, but what was it like to perform essentially as a singer in this film?
I mean, incredible. It parallels my kind of life really to a T in the beginning, at least. Yeah, it was really awesome, and I've loved Otto's work. Her singing work is incredible, and so to hear her vocals like right after mine is kind of amazing. I really respect her as a singer and an artist, so that was really awesome as well. And I think fans are going to be super captivated by all of the music and the music videos. They're beautiful. The animation is gorgeous in this movie. So I think there's a song that everyone can rock out to in it.
I would ask which is your favorite, but I feel maybe describing some of them might spoil stuff. But do you
Oh
have a
yeah.
particular part that
Mm,
you could describe?
but my favorite is a spoiler, but New
Okay.
Genesis, which is like her main theme song, is such a bop. I mean, that comes on and you gotta rock out. And I
Yeah.
believe it's the very first song that plays as well. So she captivates you from the very first scene that you see her in, which is incredible. Mhm.
And Jim, your character is, obsessed with music as well. What would you say, or who would you say is your favorite composer or musician?
Gosh, I have always been a sucker for film scores. I've
Mm,
massive collection of those. Grew up in the 80s, Jerry Goldsmith. The 80s was pretty much summed up by Jerry Goldsmith's movie scores. So and John Williams. But yeah. Speaking of composers, I learned every one of Uta's songs was written by a different composer, a different songwriter. to tell different parts of the story. And I thought that was fascinating that that kind of detail into making the movie. It was something.
Yeah, and I noticed during the end credits that the original score of New Genesis is "We Are," is like the "Come aboard and bring along." It uses the same score in New Genesis. I didn't realize it until the credits rolled, and I looked it up later, and I was like, "That's brilliant!"
So something to stick around for the credits.
Yeah,
everybody.
definitely.
Yeah. Oh,
Definitely
you're
read those
definitely going to
credits.
want to sit around for the credits. Yeah.
Yeah.
So AmaLee, how do you often sing the songs afterwards, since you're listening to it in the booth? Essentially, are you trying to sing along in Japanese or the translation of it?
I believe the lyrics, like the English subs on all the videos were made. They were adapted to be sung. So I've kind of just been singing along to those because they match and they rhyme and they work perfect, and I don't have to do any work. I do sing some of the lines in Japanese though, just because like they're earworms when they get in your head. You can't help but kind of hum along to them. Yeah. I have been singing a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Were there any particular challenges in working on this film versus when you worked on the show previously, or was there anything very different this time around for you? We'll start with Jim.
Well, in the case of most of my One Piece characters on the show, they're either villains or they're screaming or they're just very loud or a giant slug-shaped tidal wave. But for Gordon, there's real emotion in this story. It's there's there are some places that his character goes that you kind of have to pull from similar feelings in your life to kind of go through. And it's kind of like in the booth, I said, why don't we do this scene last? Because I might be kind of a mess at the end of it. So it's like, let's do that one last. And Anthony's like, okay, yeah, we'll do that. We'll just move that to the end. And so yeah, it was it was I was nervous because again, first really, really big dramatic role. But yeah, I'm happy with how it turned out.
Sounds incredible.
Thank you.
What about you?
For me, the role I had previously was Queen Otohime during the Fishman arc, and it was kind of like a prequel, kind of in the past, but she never communicated with any of the leads because it was, or any of the iconic characters that are in the main show. So it was kind of awesome to jump into Uta's shoes and be able to have those scenes. And I recorded last, so all of the actors were done, and so I got to hear everybody record and got to play off of their lines, and that was just really amazing. And Anthony Bowling, an incredible director, so it was nice to work with him because the last director I worked with was different for the show, so it was amazing to to be back in the One Piece world.
In finding the voice for these characters, how did you find it? How did you land on yes, this is what they should sound like? Whoever wants to jump in first.
Okay,
we'll ping pong.
Well, so Gordon's the king of Elegia, and he was older, and he's got a lot of baggage, and we were experimenting with how he would sound, and Anthony, we were going back and forth, and then we kind of landed on sort of inspired not by the sound of Orson Welles, not by his voice, but kind of just the the feel of I don't know, I can't remember if I'm not supposed to but gentleman, he's in that lower range, and he's just he has to feel like he's grown up and he was born and lived in this regal, very clear, well-spoken, artsy world. But he's king, so he's got to sound fancy.
Nice.
And for Uta, I remember Anthony being like, for her first couple lines, we tried a few pitches for her, but I remember him saying, I want it to be you. So like, just go in with like your natural voice, and we can go from there. Uta is also like a dynamic character, right from the beginning. I mean, she has her stage presence, so she's on stage and she's yelling to the audience, and she wants you to, she's captivating you. So of course she has like those higher energy moments, and then when she like just steps off stage and she's like, hey, what's up? Like, like but yeah, I think it was really nice to not feel like I'm playing a character, but to kind of like be in every scene. And how would I react to this? How would I talk to this person? How would I say this line? Like just as me. So that was really cool as well. Yeah.
Yeah. As you were saying, Uta has definitely a lot of energetic moments of all kinds. How do you get into that moment and come out of it too in the booth?
I mean, I'm a singer myself, so I've been on stage before, and I know the kind of energy that you need, especially to reach those people in the way back aisles. I mean, I haven't performed for anything nearly as large as Uta's stage, but still, I think that stage presence is super important. But yeah, I think Uta is a really, I think you see a lot of yourself in her, and I think audiences will be captivated by her, and she's just cool. I feel like she just has that je ne sais quoi about her that makes you be like enamored by her presence. Yeah, she just definitely is a dynamic character. Yeah, I think she's uniquely her as well. Yeah.
All right. Nice. Yeah. And last question. What do you want fans to know, or what would you like to tell fans going into this movie? We'll start with Jim.
Oh, what would I like fans to know going into this movie?
Or what would you like to tell them? Anything you're like, hey.
It's when you're watching it, you take in everything. When you see it's visually, your eyes are just going to be glued to the screen the entire time. It's don't just kind of ride with the story. Don't be waiting for something to happen. Don't be. I know some people have looked ahead. Sometimes I like to see ahead. They like to kind of find out what's going to happen. But don't dwell on what you're expecting. Just take in the movie as it happens. The music timed with the visuals, it really is an experience. I watched it already here at home, but I'm going to go see it. I'm seeing it on an IMAX screen. I want to see it on that 5-story screen,
yes.
just to really feel it. Yeah, that's where I'm going to be on the 4th. So yeah, just go in and just take the whole thing in, to feel that movie when you're seeing it.
Yeah, definitely don't look at Twitter, don't look at any spoilers, just go in. It's a new experience. I think also if you're not caught up with the show, it doesn't matter for this movie. I think it's really
that's a good point.
That like, because you're fine. Yeah, because I'm not caught up. I the last episode I saw, I think was like 300 and something, so I'm not caught up at all, but I was still able to enjoy this movie like so much because there's so many new characters. I mean, Gordon and Uta, and so I don't think fans have to worry about that. They can still have an amazing time and still enjoy the movie the same percentage as a very beloved fan of the series.
Yes, agreed. Well, thank you. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I'll say this. Like, I think my parents could go see this movie. My dad and stepmom could go see this movie and enjoy it without having to know what the whole story behind One Piece is.
Yeah. I brought my mom and she loved it. Yeah. She had no idea. She's like, I don't know. They're fighting. I don't know. Like,
you might need to explain these people have powers and abilities, but then yeah.
Yeah.
Once you get past that, sure. It's pirates. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to the cast, and thank you Crunchyroll and Toei Animation. So if you're a One Piece fan, this is an exciting new installment to the franchise, and if you want to bring your friends, this is a good one to start with because you do not need to be caught up on the episodes. You don't even have to have seen One Piece before to enjoy this exciting and beautiful, stunning film. So be sure to check out One Piece Film Red, coming to theaters starting November 4th. I'm Carrie Lane with FANVERSATION. You can find me everywhere online at Carrie D Lane. That's KARIDLANE. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.